Hello, welcome back once again to Infinite Jeff, the project where I, Jeff, read the book Infinite Jest to you one page at a time, one day at a time, put it up on the YouTubes.com for all to hear. Got a new microphone. It was on clearance at Meijer, and it's kind of the next step up from the one I had before. Same shape and everything, same brand, so it fits with my current rig, which is good. So, I don't know if you can hear the difference, but when I tested it out, it definitely sounded a little better than the old one. So, anyway, this is page number 285 of Infinite Jest. Here we go. Academically. Not the sort of place that hires bands or flies you out for Roman orgies of inducement. And only just about 3 clicks down the hill and Com Ave from ETA, west of the Bay, around the intersection of Commonwealth and Beacon, Boston. It was a kind of joint Orrin Incandenza / Avril Incandenza decision. Orrin's moms privately thought it was important for Orrin to be away from home, psychologically speaking, but still be able to come home whenever he wished. She put everything to Orrin in terms of worrying that her concern over what would be best for him psychologically might prompt her to overstep her maternal bounds and speak out of turn or give intrusive advice. According to all her lists and advantage-disadvantage charts, BU was from every angle far and away O's best choice. But to keep Ever from overstepping or lobbying intrusively, the moms actually for 6 weeks would flee any room Orrin entered, both hands clapped over her mouth. Orrin had this way his face would... Orrin had this way his face would... God, sometimes these sentences can be so, like, labyrinthine and, like, Byzantine, and it's like, you know, reading this unscripted, I'll stumble over to be like, Orrin had this way of choosing it. It's like, no. Orrin had this way his face would get. Like, that's how you have to read it. And there's so much possessive apostrophes. It'll be like, the mom's decisions as things is rested upon his. It's like, oh my God, what are you doing, DFW? But anyway, Orrin had this way his face would get when she'd beg him not to let her influence his choice. It was during this period that Orrin had characterized the moms to Hal as a kind of contortionist with other people's bodies, which Hal's never been able to forget. Himself, from his own experience, probably thought it'd be better for Orrin to get the hell out of Dodge altogether, do something Midwest or PAC. But he kept his own counsel. He never had to struggle not to overstep. He probably figured Orrin was a big boy. This was 4 years and 30-some released entertainments before himself put his head in a microwave oven, fatally. Then it turned out Avril's adoptive / half-brother Charles Tavis, who at this time was back chairing ASA at Throppinghamshire, footnote 96, turned out to be the old minor sport athletic administration network friends with Boston University's varsity tennis coach. Tavis flew down special on Air Canada to set up a meet between the 4 of them, Avril and Son and Tavis and the BU tennis coach. The BU tennis coach was a septuagenaric Ivy League guy, one of those emptily, craggly, handsome old patrician men whose profile looks like it ought to be on a coin, who liked his lads to wear all white and actually literally vault the net, win or lose, after matches. BU had only had a couple nationally ranked players, like ever, and that had been between the AD 1960s, way before this fashion-conscious guy's tenure, and when the coach saw Orrin play, he about fell over sideways. Recall how mediocrity is contextual. BU's players had hailed, literally, from New England country clubs and wore iron shorts and those faggy white tennis sweaters with that blood-colored stripe across the chest. Talked about without moving their jaw, and played the sort of stiff and patrician serve and volley game you play if you've had lots of summer lessons and club round robins, but had never ever had to get out there and kill or die physically. Orrin wore cutoff jeans and deck sneakers without socks and yawned compulsively as he beat BU's immaculately groomed #1 singles man 2-0, hitting something like 4 offensive lobs for winners. I guess that's good. I don't know. Then, at the 4-way meeting Tavis had arranged, That was page number 285 of Infinite Jest. I hope you had as much fun as I did. Good night.